Okay, hello, hello. What's up? All right. That was an interesting news pop. It's like 100-point pump to the upside, taking out 3K in buy side. $592 pop with some buyers. Boom, boom, boom. What's up? Sung Flung Poo, what's going on? Swept all the resting orders up to 24.34. Gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back. What's up, everyone? Joe, what's up? Okay. All right.
Thumbs up, soldier. Ready. Fight. Stars and stripes. 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 Captain America. Freedom prevails. Let's rock. Thumbs up, soldier. Hold it. Ready.
How's everyone doing today?
Shield slash. Charging star. Charging star. Shield slash. Shield slash.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 65.51.
Stars and stripes. Charging star. Shield slash. Charging star. Charging star. Charging star. Final justice. Captain America. Freedom prevails. Let's rock. Thumbs up, soldier. Hold it. Ready. Fight. Stars and stripes. Shield slash. Shield slash. Good. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Charging star. Charging star. Charging star. Shield slash. Danger. Shield slash. Shield slash. Charging star. Maximum spike. Who's next? Who's next?
It's mighty quiet.
Thumbs up, soldier. Ready. Fight. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Shield slash. Shield slash. Stars and stripes. Danger. Stars and stripes. Charging star. Let's rock. Who's next? Rock. Thumbs up, soldier. Ready. Fight. Charging star. justice. Shield slash. Stars and stripes. Hadouken! Charging star.
Yeah.
Hadouken! Gamma crush. Charging star. Shield slash. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Shield slash. Final justice. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Sakura! Continue. 8.
Oh, I see your stuff now. Doing good. I was switching my monitor to this, so give me a sec. No, I see your stuff. Give me a sec.
Ready.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we pushed up into 3K in buy side. I would expect like a retest like we're doing, and then possible continuation with a little bit of manipulation, but a sell side grab, like what's happening kind of. How long or not is the question. I mean, I just play it by ear as the inflection points happen. Like we just pulled back into about 300 sell side, hit a volume imbalance. Basically, what you think, though, doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, yeah, there's good to have a theory, but the theory
Sweep
is
and
that we had to
QU5
push
CME
up
buyers at
into
24,000.5.
3K and potential strength to the upside, continuing into the buy side for the daily.
Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 65.56.
I am the apocalypse. Ready. Fight!
Whoops. And was that enough? The touch and go on the volume imbalance?
Ready. Fight!
We got some spoofers up at 24.35, 24.40, 24.45, 3,500 lots.
Choose your alter ego. Come on. Come and get me. Ready. Fight. Optic blast. Optic blast. Optic blast. Good. Optic blast. G-splice. Danger. Behold, optic blast. Your turn. Victory. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Shield slash. Stars and stripes. Stars and stripes. Final justice. Shield slash. Danger. Yes. G-splice. Optic blast. Behold, optic blast. Optic blast.
One of the 500 lots moved up to 24.55. Okay, time to get ready. So all the 500 lots left except for 24.55. Oh no, they all moved up. 24.55, 65, 75. Oh, nice. I see it. That's cool. Sandy, about the question on order flow, like sellers get stopped out as forced buys, and that's why you see a lot of this blue at the top, like sellers that sold off here get turned into buy side at the top. And then these kind of like spoofers up here try to test the intent of actual like aggressive buyers to push up into them, and then if there's no interest, it suppresses the price in the opposite direction of where their spoof is. And then when they lose conviction, like they did with 24.35 and moved it up to 55, 65, 75, like it means the continuation to the upside they feel is stronger, so they move their thing up. Yeah, at least that's what I've noticed. Whether they're establishing short positions passively, and then that's the marionette string holding it up, I have no idea. I just know that they generally put it on the direction opposite of which they want to go. So if there's large lots above, then they're like in the 500s. That's kind of a signal that they wanted it to go down. And yesterday they were putting these huge lots, and then they suppressed it down to establish a passive long, and then pushed it up just after the open. So but buyers get stopped as sellers, and sellers get stopped as buyers. And that's what absorption is. Like, you see a lot of buyers, they get absorbed and turned into sell side. Sellers get absorbed and turned into buy side.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,555.5.
Two minutes.
All right, get ready for market open. Let's see what happens. Long here at open.
$45 seconds. And here we go. Open. And those suppressors are getting their push down. Hit some sell side. About 900 in sell side. Sell pressure still strong. Remember, we had 3K in a push up, so testing some of the sell side makes sense. And you have the suppressors, the large playing suppressors. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So delta is, there's always a buyer and a seller, right? And then you have passive buyers and passive sellers and active buyers and active sellers. And active is market orders, which will take any price, so they're aggressive. And the aggressive person is known as delta. And there can be negative and positive delta. Positive means aggressive buys, negative aggressive sells. And there's no, that's executed orders. So Bookmap has resting liquidity, which is orders on the order book that were waiting to be executed but have yet to be. And that's why I talk about spoofers, because these guys put 500 contracts dangled up at 60, 24.55, 65, and 75, 500 each, but they have yet to execute them. So they keep moving them around as like a carrot on a stick for price action to come to. And they don't need to execute it until it gets hit. Now there's a 756 one at 23,968. And so those guys like kind of try to suppress the price by putting it there and seeing what demand is there. And if it doesn't go there, then there's weakness expressed and then it goes down. Or if it sweeps it, and that's what a sweep is, they just moved it up to 24K to avoid getting swept because it was coming for where their suppression order was. But yeah, that's the difference. And all of these things that I'm looking at with Delta and the resting orders, that's all considered level 2 data. Level 1's just the oscillators and candles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Gex is a whole nother can of worms. So that's getting into options expirations and dark pools and things that execute off the books but have to be executed by the end of the day. And so they target these pools of characters that stand to get liquidated at certain prices. So those have nothing to do with Delta. Yeah, but that's what 0DT is from what I gathered. Like that's the last level that I fail to understand completely, if I'm being brutally honest, but I'm aware of, you know, but there's like the majority of players and banks and stuff transact in the dark pools, which is another area where I'm not completely sure on, but that's what all the options traders and commitment of traders and all that 0DT, all those GEX lines refer to that. Nice. Yeah, no problem. And so we had like a 3K buy side aggressive delta push with the news, and now we're pushing down into 2K of sell side delta. So it's offsetting that to 1K in buyer aggression for the day so far. So, a lot of days you'll see if there's a strong continuation, they'll push into the sell side, generate some sell side, and then say nope, and then use that as fuel to the upside. So that's what I look at as like dependent characters of commitment of actual executed orders, which I call inflection points of like sellers and buyers, and then whether they're on sides or off sides based on where they executed. Because that can insinuate who's in control. Wow, our indicator had that nuke pop right before it dropped. Right, like Charlie's saying, Gex is like, in my opinion, like from what I gather, is like a sticky. It's like a pull because they need to get it there by the end of the day, and then it doesn't need to stay there. It just like executes something, and then that's where you get that like last 10-minute like manipulation stuff. Yeah, so it's related, but it's like technically the reason they call it dark pools is like banks can do transactions off the books, and as long as they register it by the end of the day at whatever price they actually end up buying it, it's somehow legal, even though they do it like without our knowledge, you know? Right. Hitting a fair amount of sell side here. We just hit 300. Not really any key levels here. Let's see. We're back at some August points of control. Coming back on those sellers. Still not hitting that much in buy side, so this could come back on these inflection point sellers. Yeah, that pop was like 100-point pop. We've essentially recovered all of the delta for the session. Back to break even on the session for aggression. coming back on those sellers again at 9:30. Not sure. I know Dave has work and whatnot, so he's intermittent. Do, do, do. Yes, trying to hold that 65.47 level for now, but NQ already breaking the lows. Physical gold is good. Back above those 930s. Strength above 930, weakness below. Getting some sell side at 935 with no follow through. Could be getting seller fatigue on NQ. Slingshot to the upside. Slingshot to the upside. There was another 600 lot suppressor just entered at 967. So you got a 700 lot at 24K, 600 lot at 968, 500 lot 2454. Yep. Suppressor wins. Weakness below 30s. Okay, last 5 minutes for the hourly, battle for the wick. Say what? I mean, we're just idiot boxing in a downward channel. So, previous week high we wicked off of at 901-ish. And the daily open at 898. And the Monday high at 888. So we're right at some touchstones to possibly bounce off of, but until those spoofers leave, yeah, they're pretty much suppressing the price. We're now in negative delta aggression for the day, negative 500. This area is establishing a lot of selling area, so again, if it comes above the 930s, it could be giving the sellers a run for their money. That's at least what I'm seeing. 9:30. ES doesn't really have any resting orders or suppressors yet, so it does look like it's trying to hold this region where NQ swept it. It'll be interesting to see how that first 615. Oh, there's the suppressor moved his 612 lot to 950. I guess they don't think it has the strength to get there. And in 2 minutes. 1 minute, rather. Is the theory something like put a fake order block and try to draw the price towards it? All I know is they put like huge lots on either side of the price, and the price they dangle it on is used as like a wall. And then there's passive players that are playing the game that sometimes sweep those guys, and then that's in another data point where you're like, oh, that 615 guy got swept. Okay, so he wasn't expecting that, and then they get bought, like they have to buy at that price, kind of thing. So there's 2 times where the spoofers are in control, and sometimes where they're not. Yesterday they were in control, and then they removed all of their spoofs at the same time, and then the price dropped. Like they got their fill or whatever, and they were like, okay, good. Drop it. Like that. Now it looks like it's about to sweep the 950, 615 lot. He's not moving. We're going to see if it executes. Oh, he moved it. He just moved it. Yep, strength above 930. Been saying it. That spoofer just put his 900 lot at a backup at 968. Nice, El Hadi. Nice. Booyah. It was just around some key levels with August points of control, too. We swept the previous week high with almost a double bottom. Indeedly doodly. I don't see anything around here yet, but we're basically breaking the bearish super trend on the 32nd. And we could go recover the wick from the news pop up at 24.44. The lows failed to break, so granted you could come to a 786 rejection of this pullback area, which would put you about 24.13 top of the last hour wick, perhaps. But yeah, you got resting orders up the wazoo, up to 980, so 980 is about to get swept. Oh, the spoofers are gone. Where'd they go? They were like, we're done. Here we go. 980 about to get plastered. Makes sense. Yep. Yeah, there's no mathematical reason for it to reject here, but I would say it's going skyward a little bit more. You just had a 150 lot seller enter too, so they could get punished at 970. Some more added 50 lot, 58 lot 974 and 973. Ooh, another 70 lot at 967. Nice. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, there's always another opportunity, is what it is. Nice. Wow, a 341 lot seller just entered the party at 957. That's a big seller. Testing the buy side of this 350 lot. Seller at 957. You had a few sellers at 970, 967, and 974 if it comes back above those. Could be a little delta slingshot. To short Ilhadi, more mathematical confluence, I would say. It's not the math doesn't line up just yet. I mean, you have that 350 lot seller at 957, so using them as a character in whatever narrative you're sculpting is makes sense. And here we go. Sweep to the 980s. Like Ilhadi, the wick to wick from the last 2 hourly candles Fibonacci level, you have like a 786 at 2413.50, which also coincides with the rejection point. So seeing what we do if we test that last hour wick or recover even the wick, I don't know, just seeing what that math level, that would be more interesting, I guess. But right here, you're just like in the middle. You're at the like halfway point of the news pop. Williams. Yeah, you should be cool and calculated, as they're saying. Calm that inner demon, you know. The 750 spoofer is back at 990. And it's immediately going for the upside after they reappeared. Another 266 seller at 969. Man. The 990 spoofer moved up a little bit, and they added another 755 lots at 2430. I'll stay with you guys until the halfway point of the hour, but I got some stuff to do. Storyboarding and whatnot for October. I'm trying to learn prompts for AI videos. That's my next project to tackle over the weekend. An escape room for Halloween. Yeah, I'm planning a lot of fantastic, over the top stuff, but it's meant to be super entertaining and spooky, but not scary. Yeah. I'm trying to make it more like I'm getting this CRT television, like a professional video monitor from, so I could, for retro gaming, but also like I have some ideas for like glitched out CRT footage and stuff and projecting it onto the wall, looking like the TV's broken and like shooting its electrons everywhere. So I have this like weird vision for what it's going to look like in the room with the computer cores. I have everything under the sun pretty much from Super Nintendo, but yeah. Recently, I can't stop playing Saturn because they have this emulation where you can use the cartridge slot and have all the games for Saturn on that because of, SD technology now. So who would have thought the expansion RAM pack on the Saturn could fit the entire Saturn library? Back then, they didn't know. But they left the door open. So it's like I don't need to break out the actual discs. I can just split load whatever on the actual hardware. So that's kind of fun. All right, let's see if we sweep that 649 lot guy, the spoofer at 991. He left, man. He's getting jittery. He's losing his. Yep. It just wasn't mathematical too short there. It's too in the middle. But yeah, those sellers do provide an interesting point to look at next when we come back to this level 969, the 266 player and the 300 player at 957. So at some point, you can hide your stop behind them. Sounds like you need more like criteria to get like a scooped up bottom or short, but you have, I don't know what criteria you're looking at, but sounds like you get out too soon. Not sure. So we're essentially ascending, channeling up, and the lows are holding until they're not. So on that note, I got some stuff to do, guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Stay frugal, stay positive, and stay blessed. Yeah, take care. Peace.